Hello there everybody, I'm Dr. Meccano, and welcome to my playthrough of Wario Land, Super Mario Land 3. This is one of my favorite games of all time, and stars one of my favorite characters of all time, the greedy treasure hunter, Wario! First things first, I do plan to get 100% completion on this game, so I'll be finding every hidden exit as well as every hidden treasure, because Wario is not one to leave valuable treasure unclaimed. And frankly, neither am I. With that said, let's jump right into the game. The file A that you see there was for my test recording, just to make sure all my equipment was set up properly. So we're going to go ahead and begin with file B, and jump right into the first world, Rice Beach. So what you'll notice right away is that this game bears more than a passing resemblance to the Mario games. You've got item blocks, transformation-based power-ups, and so on. Later Wario games did evolve more of their own unique identity, but the first installment, as well as the sequel for Virtual Boy, which we will be getting to next, definitely feel more like beefed-up Mario games than anything. One key difference that does immediately set Wario apart from Mario is their style of combat. Mario is more known for his acrobatics and jumping prowess, but Wario's claim to fame, aside from his greed, of course, is his brute strength. Wario likes to ram into enemies, walls, etc., so expect lots of smashing things in this game. So I've just gotten a new power-up, Bull Wario, and I've demonstrated one of his abilities, which is using his horns to cling to the ceiling. In addition, Bull Wario can stomp the ground to stun enemies. Now, of course, clinging to the ceiling doesn't help me tremendously here, but in later levels it will. Stunning enemies, on the other hand, is incredibly useful, like these, pirate gooms here with their spears. If I ran into him head-on, he would damage me, but if I stun him first, I can crash into him and take his coins. Which is what Wario is all about, of course. Now, I suppose I should sum up the storyline of this game. In the previous game, Super Mario Land 2, 6 Golden Coins, Wario was the main villain and the final boss. He had stolen Mario's castle, which had never appeared before or since Super Mario Land 2. Mario usually lives in a small house, but we'll let that slide. He stole Mario's castle because he was jealous of his wealth, and he wanted a castle of his own. Mario, of course, collected the 6 golden coins that Wario stole and booted him out of the castle, and now Wario, homeless and broke, is seeking his own castle. Fortunately, or unfortunately I suppose, the dreaded brown sugar pirates have stolen a statue of Princess Peach from the Mushroom Kingdom, and Wario, out of the goodness of his heart of course, wants to go get it back and return it to the kingdom for a little reward. I'm gonna interrupt just to point out these munchers here are blocking this path. Right now I don't have any way to get over them, but later I will return to the level and I'll be able to get by those. Now, back to the story. Wario wants to defeat Captain Syrup and her gang of pirates and get the statue back. And, in addition to getting a reward from Peach, shake down some pirates for their money on the way. So that's it. It's a pretty simple setup, but I like it. It makes for a pretty fun game. So, for the end of the level, as this helpful mole demonstrates, you can hold up and press B to throw 10 coins at the goal gate. Each goal gate costs a toll of 10 to complete the level, so you will need at least 10 coins by the time you reach the end to finish the stage. Otherwise, you'll have to go back and grind for money, which is never fun. After you beat a stage, there are these 2 bonus games. I'm going to demonstrate the coin minigame now. You are betting your money. You can double your money or half it. I just lost, so I'm going to lose half my money. I'm gonna try one more time just to see if I can break even. And I did. So I came in with 54 coins, and I'm going to leave with 54 coins. Could be worse, I suppose. And now I am going to deposit my money into Wario's ever-growing total of coins. And you'll notice that coins in this game do not contribute to lives. Every time you beat a stage, you deposit the money into Wario's account. How much money and treasure you have at the end of the game will determine what sort of ending you get. So, coins are your friend in this game. When it comes to lives, you get lives by collecting hearts, which you can find in item boxes and get from defeating enemies. Every time I kill one of these enemies, my heart total goes up by 1, as you'll see there. Now, here is our next power-up of the game, Dragon Wario, who can breathe a steady stream of fire to destroy enemies. That balloon guy bounces you up to the ceiling, as I just demonstrated, which would be very dangerous in this room due to the spikes up there. Can't seem to get this guy, so we'll just leave him alone. The one drawback to Dragon Wario is that unlike Wario's other forms, defeating enemies does not make them drop coins, which Wario wants more than anything in this game. Alas, it is a very effective power-up, so we're going to be keeping it for a while. Hopefully Wario won't mind too much. There are still plenty of coins throughout the stage, after all. Now this looks very similar to the goal gate. This is a midpoint, which also costs 10 coins. I normally won't be using these, but I thought I'd just demo it for the playthrough. If I die now, I will start from the midpoint instead of the beginning of the stage. Something I forgot to point out earlier about Bull Wario is that Bull Wario can destroy these blocks in one hit. Normal Wario takes 2, so that's another advantage to the Bull power-up. And now for my personal favorite power-up in the game, Jet Wario. This is the game's flight power-up, which is great for clearing large distances. Additionally, Jet Wario's flight also doubles as an attack, which means I can hit enemies in midair, which is incredibly useful. It also makes dealing with these fading platforms much less of an ordeal. Don't have to time my jumps quite as accurately anymore. Let's just bypass this area, and bypass the Dragon Hat too, because I want to stay Jet Wario for a while. Also, just fly over all the danger here, and head into this cave. So we are actually nearing the end of the stage, so have to pay this time. The mole was nice enough to pay in the first stage, but from now on it's your money, Wario. And now I'm going to show off the second bonus game, which is the Heart minigame. There are different levels of difficulty. I'm going to go ahead and pick the 20 coin game, because that's the only one I can afford. I should go ahead and say that I'm pretty bad at this game, as the video makes evident. In this game, you have to time your throws and your level of power to hit the gooms across the river. I was a little off that time. Let's see if I can hit him this time. There we go. I got 1, which is better than I usually do at this game. The timing is... see, I hit it just a second too late. Wario ended up throwing a bomb right in front of him, which would normally be dangerous, but not to Wario. And a second time. So, I got 1 out of 5 hits, meaning I get 1 heart. I am probably not going to be playing this game again, but I thought I'd show it to you. And Wario adds a grand total of 3 coins, and he seems way more pleased with that than he should, but I suppose any amount of coins is good for Wario. On to the next stage, and you'll notice that this stage has a little dot in the center. That indicates that the stage has multiple exits, and we will be finding both of them. So, with that, let's go ahead and begin. Now, in addition to coins, there are hidden treasures in this game as well, which will be very important to determining what sort of ending Wario gets at the end of his adventure. One of those treasures is in this stage, but I can't get it yet. I will need to come back to this level later after we do something in another stage. So until then, we're just going to complete the stage as usual. Now, in this quicksand, my movement is impaired, of course, and Wario also cannot dash in his other forms, so Dragon Wario is absolutely necessary to open these item boxes. So, another thing that I think sets Wario apart from a typical Mario game is that Wario games tend to be a little more exploration-based, rather than just going to the end of the stage. You'll notice little hidden paths throughout the levels that lead to rooms full of coins and other valuables. And, of course, coins are, again, the name of the game with Wario. Wario's gotta have his money. So let's go ahead and switch to Bull Wario and crush this wall that stands between Wario and more money. Let's just go on through there. Ah, more money. Wario could not be happier. Ordinarily, these crabs damage you by touching them, but as long as you stun them first, they become vulnerable, which is very helpful in this stage. Munchers, the bane of many a ROM hack player, but thanks to the quicksand, we can hop over them. Now, ordinarily I'd continue on, but Wario has to go back and find those coins he missed. Wario can't leave coins unclaimed, now can he? And now that Wario has momentarily satisfied his greed, he can continue on through the level. Now, as I said earlier, this stage does have 2 exits, but at the moment we can only access one of them. So we're going to go ahead and take the normal route this time, and later, after we do something in another stage, we'll be able to go through the secret route, which is up here, but I can't quite reach it yet, so we might as well continue on and come back. Now to deposit more of that beautiful money into Wario's account. And in a milestone, Wario finally has more than 100 coins. Oh, he'll be getting a lot more throughout the game, though. Anyway, on to Course 4. So in this course, we're being pursued by a giant thwomp, which kills you in one hit, by the way. So it really helps to have Bull Wario in this stage, so we can quickly destroy these walls to escape from our spiky pursuer. This is a very well-designed level, and it makes good use of that thwomp, as you'll see in a moment. Now, here's an impassable pit of lava, and we can't quite get past, so we're going to have to wait for that thwomp to come up and give us a ride. It does take a little bit for the thwomp to get up here, though, which is not too bad. There he is. How convenient that the top of his head is not covered in spikes like the rest of him. Anyway, we're just gonna ride on by and dodge my least favorite enemy in the game, these swooping bats. These enemies seem to be placed for optimal annoyance, but they're not too bad. And of course, Wario has to dodge them and collect all of these coins. Not going for that item box, though. I believe it's just a heart. I definitely think, as a World 1 level, this stage is challenging, but in a very balanced, very fair way. I really do like the stage design they went with here. And now the thwomp switches from our ally to our enemy once again, as we have to escape him. Fortunately, we don't have to run quite as far this time. And we're just going to leave him to inevitably crash into those spikes. These are more traditional thwomps who kind of help us out in a way. Rather than destroy those enemies, if we let them get crushed by the thwomp, they turn the enemies into tin coins, which is 9 more than 1, and Wario is all about more. And that's the end of the stage. And fortunately, that stage didn't even charge us 10 coins to leave. So we can just go right on to the end and keep all of our money. Wahaha! All of those coins! Wario is very pleased again. And on to the first boss stage of the game. Yes, we're finally going to confront one of Captain Syrup's high-ranking officers and shake him down for all of his gold. Speaking of gold, here are some more thwomps. Let's go ahead and turn these gooms into money. It's the best use of these pirates, after all. And now, let's just go ahead and be very careful bypassing this guy. Just kind of jump over, and I misjudged my jump, and I die. So I'm going to go ahead and get back to where I was. I won't make you watch all of that again. I'll see you back at the Thwomp Room. So, let's be a little bit more careful this time. As I said, these thwomps are helpful, but pretty dangerous. Might as well make some use out of them while we're here, though. Oh, it's very tempting. Let's be very, very careful about getting these coins. And we did. This is like a very dangerous bonus room. And I wasn't paying attention, and the goom walked over and stabbed me. Now, I can show off Tiny Wario, I suppose. Tiny Wario is unable to dash, and cannot attack enemies. So, he's especially vulnerable until I find some garlic to power up with, which I want to do as soon as I can. One benefit is that he can fit through these tight, narrow passageways, however. These little warrior penguin guys throw mines at you, so you want to watch out for them. Ah, excellent. I can go straight to Bull Wario. So let's go ahead and take care of these penguins. Most of these walls just have little items like coins in them. Now you'll notice that those blocks were blocked off by some impassable blocks. That switch just got rid of them. So let's go ahead and collect the spoils of our efforts here. We are nearing the end. Here is the boss of Rice Beach, the Spiked Troopa. So it looks like Captain Syrup has been getting some conscripts from the Koopa Kingdom. And you damage him by jumping under him and hitting his underside when he is levitating into the air. So even Tiny Wario can fight this guy despite not having his dash attack, which is nice. And we're done. And now to collect this pirate stronghold and get all the gold. Wahahaha! This is Wario's favorite part of the game. And the game is nice enough to revert us back to our normal form. So let's go ahead and deposit this big collection of coins into our account. And now we have completed all of World 1. Well, almost. The game automatically takes us to Mount Teapot, but we're not going there quite yet. There are still a couple of things we need to do back at Rice Beach. Remember how I said that treasure was unobtainable before? Well, now it is obtainable, so let's go ahead and get it. As you'll notice, the quicksand is gone, and it's been replaced by the high tides. So some of these levels are very dynamic, and they change as you progress through the game. The big keyhole skull, which you'll see a lot of in this game, are treasure doors, and of course we'll need a key to open it. Fortunately, the first treasure stage in the game puts the key conveniently close to the door. So let's go ahead and get it right here, I believe. There we go. So let's go ahead and head back to the treasure vault here, and open it up. Go ahead and hit that. And I completely misjudged my throw, and I've damaged myself. I was very foolish there. Fortunately, I could open the door. Now the bad part is that as Tiny Wario, I can't dash into the box and open it, so I'll see you guys in just a minute. There we go, and now we have our very first hidden treasure of the game. And collecting all of the hidden treasures, A through O, is very important, because doing so determines how much money Wario has at the end of the game, which of course determines what sort of ending Wario gets. Anyway, this level also has a hidden exit that we couldn't get before, which I showed off earlier, so I'll see you guys at the end of the stage. So now, thanks to the tide, we can jump over the goal and into the hidden passage we saw earlier to find the secret goal, which leads to a secret stage. Let's check that out. Of course, first we need to deposit the money we collected into our account. So let's do that. And you'll notice the treasure we collected is here. Just gotta get 14 more. Now on to the hidden stage. This is a fun, short little bonus stage, which is great if you just want to get some coins. Sure, Wario likes that. So the level gives you the bull power-up, which you'll need. You'll just pound the ground, and you'll knock these crabs out of the sand, who are holding tin coins in their hands. Not hands, they're claws, I suppose. And the crabs themselves drop 1 coin when defeated, so each crab is worth a grand 11 coins, which adds up pretty quickly. It's a very short stage, in fact, it's just this brief expanse of land followed by the goal. So if you ever just want to grind money, this is the place to go. And hearts, for that matter. There are plenty of both in this stage. Not gonna let that crab get away. There we go. Of course, the level still charges you to leave, so make sure you get at least 1 before leaving. And that's it for that stage. Let's put our 91 coins in our account, as Wario very slowly walks around these bonus doors. Yeah, Wario's accumulation of wealth is steadily growing. Now, we've got one more thing to show you. This is completely optional, but I did bring it up in the previous video. In the very first stage in Rice Beach, there is a hidden path. So let's go ahead and check that out. Of course, just like Course 3, the level is flooded now, but there's not much of interest to see, so I'll see you when we get back to the hidden path. And we're back. Previously, this section did not have this high tide, so there was no way to survive the run over these munchers. But now we can get in and find what was hidden down here. Let's just crush through this wall and find this gigantic item block with a gigantic heart inside, which is worth 3 lives. Not a bad prize. Anyway, that's all we had left in this world, and that concludes World 1. I'll see you in the next part for World 2, Mount Teapot. Thanks for watching, guys.